Sabbath, of course, as you know probably, is the seventh day. We maintain, and the Jewish day starts at night, just like it says in the Bible. When God created the world, what does it say each day? It says there was evening, and is that what you were going to say? Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say,
Sabbath, right. Well, we go every day, Sabbath, if we can. But we try, especially on the Sabbath, right. But it's the Jewish days, what we call days, actually start at night. It says in the Torah, in the Bible, the story of creation, in Genesis, it says there was evening, there was morning, one day, right? It says there was evening, there was morning, the second day, and so on. So it shows that the day starts being counted at an evening, at sunset, for all practical purposes, all right? So the Sabbath, in the Jewish tradition, starts Friday night, and it runs through Saturday until it gets dark. It's about 25 hours, actually. So it starts Friday night and extends till Saturday, late in the evening, early evening, whatever you want to call it, till it's dark out, okay? So that's the time of the Sabbath, to the seventh day. Yes? Question? Oh, okay. I thought you were asking a question. And on the Sabbath, the idea is that we are copying what God does. It says that on the seventh day, God rested from all His work, right? And that day became established as the Sabbath. What does it mean, God rested from all His work? Does God get tired? There's a lot of work. Was it really, I'm working so hard creating this world, I got to take a day off. No. That's not what it means. It means that He stopped the creative activities that He was doing that brought the world into being. The trees, the water, the mountains, everything else, the animals, the people, and everything else. Yes? Well, we did at the time that the Holy Temple was standing in Jerusalem. And when Messiah comes, hopefully today, soon, and reestablishes the temple in Jerusalem, then we will resume the altar sacrifice. Yes. Right now we don't have it because we don't have the Holy Temple.
Okay. Our offerings are prayers instead.
Right, so through the years, the rabbis set up prayers. That's why we do it every day, because they take the place of the offerings that were brought on the altar every day. Okay? Very good question. Yes, you have a question? Is it connected to the Sabbath? Because that's what we're on. But hold it. We'll come back to it, all right? Okay, so on the Sabbath is a day that's set aside for us to stop being involved in trying to change the world. That's what we do all week, isn't it? We try to change the world somehow. We make things, we go places, we chop down trees, we make food, whatever it is. Or if we're in school, we try to improve our minds by we write and we read. And all these things have to do with us sort of feeling like we're in control and running the world. On the Sabbath, we take a step back and say, wait a minute, we don't run the world. God runs the world. And we just kind of try to let that sink in. Try to get in touch more with the fact that God's in charge of the world. So we emphasize praying. We go to the synagogue more than we do during the week, and the services are longer. And we have special meals that have traditions with them, of which after I finish my long-winded talk, my wife is going to host for you a little sample of a Sabbath meal. Don't worry, you're not going to get fat. It's just going to be a little taste of different traditional foods to show you something about what a Sabbath meal might be like. And we study Torah a lot because during the week we're all busy. We don't have much time for that. But on the Sabbath we have plenty of time to do that. Yes. Every Friday night, exactly. Friday night and Saturday by day. Yes, every week. Because that's the cycle God set up, right? There's 6 days of creation, and it says on the seventh day He stopped. And the Sabbath was the creation. So we participate in the Sabbath. In the order that God originally set up. Yes? same ideas, but there are different restrictions. Like instead of bread, we have matzah. Okay. But they both serve the same purpose. Okay.
One of the questions that they had before, this is more a personal question, what is your favorite Sabbath dinner?
My wife's cooking. I had to say that.
No?
No, you didn't have to.
I know, that's why I need some. The typical Sabbath dinner consists of, first we make kiddush. We sanctify the Sabbath over a cup of wine. That's the first step. Then we eat bread. We have 2 loaves of bread, special breads called challah, which are egg breads, and they don't have to be egg, they frequently are, and they're twisted, and they represent breads that were, as you asked before on the altar, they represent the kinds of breads that were in the Holy Temple that existed, and we have 2 of them, because the commandment to keep the Sabbath, in the 10 Commandments, for example, if you know your Bible, your Torah a little bit, the 10 Commandments appear twice. And once it says you should observe the Sabbath to keep it holy, and the other one says you should watch the Sabbath to keep it holy. 2 different expressions. And there's a whole history of what it means and why. But at any rate, we have 2 loaves of bread to represent those 2 different commandments, because there are 2 dimensions of the Sabbath that we try to recall. And after the bread, after we have our bread, then you can really have anything you want. But the typical Sabbath meal will start after that with some fish, usually what's called filter fish, which is something Jewish people create especially. You can't go fishing and catch a filter fish. There's no such fish. It's a type of dish that is prepared a certain way. And then we have soup, usually chicken soup, matzo balls a lot of times, pieces of chicken in it. And then we have the main course, which is chicken, or turkey, or meat, or what have you, with side dishes, and salads, and what have you, and then some dessert, something to drink. Okay, so it's quite a nice meal. We look forward to it every week. Yes?
The other question they had, because I'm trying to follow along here.
That's all right.
And get the question in. And I had explained to them that the meat, the protein and the dairy, the meat are not mixed. And they were kind of wondering where that came from.
Oh, that's a very easy question to answer. It says within the Torah, you shouldn't cook a kid, which is a baby, what's a kid?
Baby cup.
Right. You don't cook it in its mother's milk. And it's repeated like 3 different times in different contexts. And from the way it's put in the Hebrew, in the context, the rabbis derived the rules of keeping kosher. One of the basic ones is you don't mix dairy and meat. You don't cook them together. You don't eat them together. You don't use the same pots for dairy and meat. We have separate pots. And that's it's a cardinal principle of kosher, is separation of dairy and meat. And there are things that come from dairy and meat, like ice cream, cottage cheese, or chicken soup, anything like that.
Where did is it 6 hours?
Well, there's different traditions on that. Interesting, speaking about tradition. After you eat meat, then the question is, well, can I go have an ice cream cone for dessert? And the answer is no. But, so, well, when can I? Well, that depends. Usually, in most Western traditions, it's 6 hours. We wait 6 hours after we finish meat before we can have dairy. And the reason is that the rabbis were very insightful, clever scientists. Thousands of years ago, they understood that it took about 6 hours for the meat to digest. And once it's gone through your system and digested, then you can have dairy. Now, there are some traditions which say 3 hours for various reasons that have to do with the history of where these people lived and so on. They have developed a different tradition. But everybody agrees that you can't have them right after each other. You mix them.